I think in place like Mumbai, where there is a humid climate, people are using they are experimenting with plaster, then again using chemicals and lot of other things. So in Mumbai, I found that it is mainly used to give some kind of corporate identity and to highlight certain portion. For example, now I am seeing that it is being used in some areas of residential buildings as well. Now parking podiums, it has become an essential part of the building. So they are using ACP for such areas, which is it is a good material to recommend in these areas. For climates like Mumbai, it is good, but I think it should be backed properly. For example, if there is a framing and ACP is put from outside, how it will appear from inside is a tough job for architects. So if proper brickwork is done and then ACP is applied, so that there has to be a good detailing also along with use of ACP. That is part one. Part two is lot of places copying is happening. Means people are demanding that in order to give corporate look, use ACP or use glass. It should not be that way. Parallelly, the climatical condition or the glare part, how the sun moves, has to be thought of properly. I think in areas where south and west glares are coming, there if they use more ACP and lesser glass, automatically it will be useful and it will be more functional. At the same time, the corporate look will be maintained. But I think the use of brickwork in the back of ACP is required at many places, which is avoided, and they just do a basic RCC framing, put ACP, and then inside they put some kind of a paneling or half wall, and so while using these materials, the detailing is equally important. I think for Mumbai's climate, yes, ACP is more longer lasting. The building looks younger for a longer period. So it is a useful material according to me. See, a very simple thing, north side never gets glare. So maybe use of glass, if it is done abundantly in the northern facade, it will be excellent and should not be objectionable. Even from the air conditioning point of view, the AC loads will come down. Now the sun moves from east towards south and then towards west. So the movement of sun has to be thought of. And then maybe even on the eastern side, the glare is there for maybe an hour or two. So there also if glass is used to some extent, fine. But south side gets maximum glare. So either there has to be weather protections and then glass should be used, or it can be a good combination of ACP and glass. Similar is the case with the western side. It gets a lot of rains as well, the south and the west side in Mumbai. So again there the combination of ACP and glass has to be thought of, the proportion of ACP and glass, See, the range which newly is shown to me, I am very happy. I saw it, matte finish, which was really required. Because then now as an architect I can use a combination of glossy and matte. Timber is a thing which is very difficult for architects to use now. It's crime again to use timber abundantly. So good that you have come up with timber. So somewhere if the effect is required, we can use that material. A lot of buildings are coming up with, say, the bottom 3-4 floors having parking floors now, and then the upper portion is occupied by residential buildings. As far as commercial buildings are concerned, in Mumbai, very few projects are going on. because of the condition of the economy and market. But yes, even for residential now ACP has become a need. There are many other materials also, louvers, many or UPVC fins, that kind of things are available. I think in those portions, the range which you have come out with, because again, if that portion looks glossy, it doesn't suit with the parking areas and all. So maybe in the case of the parking floors, it's a good material to use. I think yes, because the bylaws now don't permit the architectural projections in Mumbai. And then to highlight certain portion, people may go for ACP. So instead of using just a plain color and grooves, ACP is used, again automatically they will get grooves. You use it in design, grooving part, and then ACP can be used. Again, it will depend on the costing, because costing plays very important role. Using of a good ACP has to be complemented by a good contractor as well. And again, that depends on the client. They go for labor contractors. So even if the material is good and the contractor is bad, all those junctions or the sealants can look bad also. So all those things again has to be taken care of. My first point was the ACP has to be backed by brick structure. I will always prefer that. I will never prefer ACP just cladded on RCC to RCC and on framing, which is abundantly seen in Mumbai. So if there is a brick backing, it is always better. With a nominal framing, then one can put the... So ACP again should not be used as a structural or a freestanding panel. Better to use it as a cladding material rather than... That is what is my preference. No, the problem is, I think, with the economy. ACP has become famous. Why it has become famous? It has become famous because of the economy. If there is only a RCC skeleton, say ACP, if it is used, the economy also is, for commercial buildings it comes down. The cost comes down and the building looks more attractive. But parallelly, how it will look from the inside also has to be thought of. If I just put frame and put ACP, from outside it may look attractive. But now all the staircase lobbies, if the framing is exposed, how it will look from inside also has to be thought of. If there is a brickwork which is plastered properly, painted properly, the building will look decent from inside. Of course, the costing will increase. See, mainly I saw this to be followed for many commercial buildings, especially where where there are offices, they give entire glass. So inside there is a maybe half wall they construct. I think all these things have come. One more reason I can quote you is the unavailability of sand also. Sand is not available, so what to do is again a big question. So people are using now for the external facade, they are using sand. Internally now sand is replaced by gypsum sheets. So the less the construction part, more comfort for any person who is constructing. So again, that is why the importance of this ACP and glass has increased. See, there are many things which should be used but which are not used in our country. That is why the mishaps happen. So yes, now all the glass also, whatever we are using structurally, now as per bylaws it has to be toughened. So Similarly, rules should be set up for use of fire-rated materials. Definitely. Because now in Mumbai, 20-story tower is not a
Pretty common.
it is very common. So yes, safety norms and a lot of safety bylaws also should come. And then now we have refuse floors, and I am finding a lot of buildings, fire-rated doors and all. Now the bylaw is following that. So it is a good thing. So all these things have to come properly and should be taken care of while designing of the building itself. See, the main thing which is happening here is lot of material is coming from Taiwan. What you will do as far as the cost part is concerned? I never use 2 mm ACP. I will never recommend to any of my projects. Instead, I will not use it at all. But it is not avoidable. You can't help it. If a person stresses that I want to use ACP and I want to use this material and I want to fit it in a particular cost, it becomes difficult for an architect. I never do it that way. But then what will happen to the costing? Then again, the same question, the costing and the quality. So there has to be a good golden mean which should be achieved, because in ACP also a lot of you get 2 mm ACP. It has become almost like a Sanmaica sheet now. Now all the tier 2 cities, tier 3 cities, ACP is coming. Even there, you will find only a facade of the building in ACP. All the 3 sides are not even plastered. So the trend is copied from the metro cities to other cities like that. So it is very difficult to achieve. So good that you maintain your quality and let people take decision. Good thing is a good thing. It comes in cost. Yes, if you can reduce down a cost and again maintain the quality, it would be really nice.